Rainforests. Rainforests are a type of biome which receives high annual rainfall. It covers only 6% of the world's land but has more than 50% of the world's species, both animals and plants. They are found on every continent except Antarctica. There are two types of rainforests: temperate rainforest and tropical rainforest. I would be telling you today about a specific type of tropical rainforest, the Amazon rainforest.
Now, the question is that can we afford to lose the Amazon rainforest, also known as the Garden of Eden? The Garden of Eden is the first place we cannot afford to lose. But why can't we afford to lose it? This video will give you the answer to this precious question. The Garden of Eden. The Amazon rainforest is situated in the northern part of South America. Being the home for the largest rainforest in the world, it is part of 8 countries in South America. The largest and the second longest river in the world, the Amazon River, drains the Amazon. And because of the contribution of the Amazon rainforest, recycling carbon dioxide into oxygen, has been named the lungs of our planet, as it produces almost 20% of the world's oxygen. People in the Amazon. The Amazon is the ancestral home of 1 million native Indians. They are divided into about 400 tribes, each with its own language, culture and territory. Most Indians live in settled communities by the rivers and grow vegetables and fruits. They also hunt and fish. Only a few Amazonian tribes are nomadic. They grow some crops but rely more on hunting and gathering. Their problems. Almost all the Indians' problems revolve around the land. Outsiders either want their land or something on or underneath it. This has made the Garden of Eden lose its lust over the last 50 years due to these activities by us. Now, let us look at the activities of humans in the Amazon closely. Cattle ranching. The majority of deforestation in the Amazon basin since the 1960s has been caused by cattle ranchers and land speculators who burn huge tracts of rainforest for pasture. It takes up a huge 60% of the deforestation reasons. Cattle breeding is done for big profits in the meat market. It is by far the main reason for the deforestation of the Amazon. Farming. There are 2 types of farming in the Amazon, depending on the area of land taken up: small-scale farming and large-scale farming. Small-scale farming. Agricultural use of some rainforest land proves to be a failure because of the nutrient-deficient acidic soils of these forests. But because of the introduction of new ways of agriculture of certain items, it has flourished ever since. So, as roads are being made by companies mining or logging in the area, farmers are clearing small scales of land to farm near the road. Large-scale farming. Large-scale farming is clearing large areas for starting agriculture, but it takes up only 1% of the deforestation in the area. So, small and large-scale farming combined make up together 34% of the reasons of deforestation in the Amazon. The type of farming conducted in the Amazon is known as shifting cultivation. This type of cultivation is where a land is abandoned after it loses its nutrients. There are two main crops grown in the Amazon. Soya. Soy production in the Amazon exploded in the early 1990s following the development of a new variety of soybean suitable to the soils and climate of the region. Palm oil. Certain types of palm trees produce large red fruits which are rich with oil. After refining, this oil, known as palm oil, can be used to produce all sorts of products, including oils used in foods, cosmetics, and even biodiesel. Logging is often mistaken as the biggest cause of deforestation, but that is not true. Logging in the Amazon is fueled by high demand of timber products. Because of wood available for good furniture making qualities, more and more illegal logging is being done to make huge profits. Trees like mahogany and timber are cut down for hardwood. It is known that 80% of the logging done in the Amazon is illegal. Mining. While mining done in the Amazon does not cause deforestation on the same scale as logging or mass agriculture, it has a wide range of effects that can affect the environment. Mining is done in the Amazon because it has a lot of minerals under the soil. Mining can impact the area's water drainage, pollute water with runoff from the mine, and threaten local communities by affecting the quality of food supply. The other problem caused by mining is pollution, caused by a notorious pollutant used in gold extraction, which is mercury. Other harms to the environment. In recent times, warmer temperatures and less rainfall have produced droughts of historic proportions in the Amazon. It suffered its worst droughts of the last 100 years in 2005 and 2010. They can lead to forest fires too. This can result in significant shifts in the makeup of ecosystems and a loss of species. These activities are disturbing the native Indians of the Amazon as well. They are losing their habitat due to these activities. But the most endangered tribe in the world is the Amazon's Awa tribe, who live in the Brazilian part of the Amazon. The Awa. The forest provides its bounty, but not everything is taken. Some animals, such as the harpy eagle, are animals which no Awa will eat. Other animals are hunted only at certain times of the year. In this way, the Awa ensure the survival of the entire forest, themselves included. The Awa know their forest very well. Every valley and stream is inscribed on their mental map. They know where to find the best honey and which of the great trees of the forest are coming into fruit. To them, the forest is perfection, but their contact with the outside world has led to a shrinking habitat of theirs, and now they are fighting for their lives. Life in the Amazon. The Amazon contains millions of species, most of them still undescribed, and some of the world's most unusual wildlife. It is one of Earth's last refuges for jaguars, harpy eagles, pink dolphins, macaws, and home to thousands of other birds and butterflies. Three dwelling species include southern two-toed sloths, pygmy marmosets, saddleback, and emperor tamarins. It is also home to almost 16,000 tree species, and it is estimated that there are more than 400 billion trees in the Amazon. So, letting go of this kind of biodiversity is the stupidity of the human race. But because of these activities by us, the humans, the food chain too, is being affected. Humans are nonsensical in saying that they are the dominant species on Earth, but that is not true. If the food chain would be affected, then we might be one of the first ones to die out. Climate change. Deforestation not only affects the species and tribes, but also affects the climate by increasing the atmospheric levels of carbon dioxide. This triggers severe flooding, soil degradation, and the extinction of plants and animal species. Trees remove carbon dioxide from the atmosphere through photosynthesis. Cutting down forests will cause a decline in photosynthetic activity, which results in the atmosphere retaining higher levels of carbon dioxide. Even when burning clears forests, the stored carbon dioxide is released from the trees. So, clearly, deforestation contributes to global warming. How to conserve the Amazon? We can save the Amazon by reduce or stop wasting our wood usage, use the consumer power and stop consumption of palm oil and soy products, support the native tribes, ban cattle ranching from the Amazon. My conclusion: the Amazon is responsible for 20% of the world's oxygen. It has more than 1/5 of the world's fresh water and is a critical part of maintaining that balance. It has also more than 50% of the world's species, both animals and plants, and now there is a huge threat in front of it. So, this proves after all that we all are humans, as we act on things only when the threat might indirectly be on us. So, if we clear up the Amazon, we not only risk animals but also ourselves. It would disturb the food chain, the water cycle, and also the balance of gases. Even if we survive, we would not want to be the only species to survive, would we? So, to maintain the balance of nature, we cannot forcefully smoke the Amazon to death. In other words, we cannot afford to lose the Garden of Eden.
Okay, so we'll be starting our interview today. Let me introduce you to our panel. That's Ashley Boniface, that's Ezekiel. They both studying BSD, and our topic for today is the Amazon rainforest and if we can afford to lose it. So, why only the Amazon rainforest? Well, you see, Amazon rainforest has more than 50% of the world's species. It is a critical part of maintaining the balance of fresh water available to the earth. So, we'll start with Mr. Ezekiel. So, Ezekiel, what do you think about the Amazon?
Well, I think it's one of the most important places on the planet. It's also very critical for the future, as it will determine how much oxygen will remain in the air. Okay, and it will also have an effect on cultural beliefs, as many tribes that exist there will become extinct, and so the world will just have one particular idea which will be just plain and there won't be any diversity
Yeah.
on the planet.
Okay. So, Mr. Ashley, what do you think about the Amazon?
Well, me, I'm just gonna keep it real and simple.
Okay.
The Amazon is a beautiful, peaceful place, which is filled with many species and tribes, who I think should be left alone
Yeah.
in peace by the cattle ranchers.
Yeah. Okay. So, as you can see, they have explained that the Amazon has a lot of species and cultural beliefs. So, those are the first two things we cannot afford to lose here. So, we'll start with Mr. Ezekiel now.
Okay.
So, how would the Amazon get affected by all these activities we're doing?
Well, for one, it will be affected since as we take away the amount of vegetation in the rainforest, it will get smaller, which would mean it will be squeezing up all of the native species and tribes
Yeah.
into just one small bundle of trees, which will
Yeah.
not be very safe. And as well, it will also be affected in the pollution sense of the amount of wood that's being cut down and all the rotting wood. It's going to cause just a lot more carbon in the atmosphere.
Okay. And Mr. Ashley, what are your thoughts about it?
Well, so we know that some rainforests provide us
Yeah.
with some goods and stuff, Yeah, with the timber, for wood and fire, and air and stuff, and the medicine. Yeah, that's all.
So, how do you think these are the things which would get affected if the Amazon goes out?
Say what?
So, these are the things you think.
Yes.
Okay. So, as you can see, these cattle ranchers, these loggers, these farmers, what all they would do is that these things which they are doing, they would, increase the amount of carbon dioxide in the air and, decrease the oxygen. And that would affect the water too and part of climate change. So, let's move on. So, Mr. Eza, we'll start with you for the last time in our interview now. So, how can you think of preventing deforestation in the Amazon?
Well, I have three ways, and so one of them is you could pay the loggers and have them just not cut down the trees. Secondly, you can increase law punishment if someone is caught illegally mining or logging. And thirdly, you could and thirdly, you could simply replant all the cut down trees that the loggers have.
So basically, you're thinking for the last point of yours, so that for every one tree you cut down, you plant even more than that.
Yes, that's right.
Okay. And Mr. Ashley?
Well, it's basically almost the same thing, but we can produce a system where we go where we have all the trees. Like we cannot, because since we cannot count the trees one by one, with the system where it calculates everything, and then you see that one is missing, we also have a camera seeing
satellite
yeah. And then also, I cannot prevent deforestation, but can have some people, persuade some people to put the government under pressure and see how it goes. Okay.
So basically, you can see. So the point is that rather than doing deforestation in the area, we can just start afforestation. It has the opposite meaning, like planting more trees. So that's the end of our interview today. Thank you, Mr. Ashley.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ezekiel. Thank you, everyone.